stories from around the corner
and around the country.
You're listening to All the Best.
Proudly supported by the Art Gallery of New South Wales.
You're listening to All the Best from FBI Radio 94.5, and I'm Kwame Slusher. This week, we are navigating inner and outer space in both a literal and emotional sense. But first, we must acknowledge the space that we're in, and I want to acknowledge that I'm recording from stolen and Gadigal land, and pay my respect to Gadigal elders past and present, and also recognize that the area where FBI Radio is situated, Redfern, has long been a place of storytelling, strength, resistance, and resilience for First Nations communities. This week, we're continuing our literary theme with part 2 of a showcase of stories that came out of a collaboration between All the Best and WestWords. WestWords is an organization based in Parramatta committed to literacy, creativity, and community. Basically, the setup was that the writers at WestWords were paired with producers and sound designers from All the Best. This episode features the last 3 stories that came out of that collaboration. And I think what I really loved about this collaboration is that my first creative first love, is fiction. And it was really cool to be part of a process of seeing words from a page become sound. But even more important, it was watching writers who had never really worked with audio before get excited about the audio production process. Maybe we can even get some of them into the studio. I don't know. We'll see. Watch this space. Last year, I went to the public showcase and I got to speak to the writers, got a sense of how they enjoyed the process and the collaboration. And for this episode, I got to speak to Siham Dalila, Myra A, and Tabitha LaFurnace, who shared their experiences on the story-making process.
The process was really interesting. I wanted to do this project because I feel like my writing, I normally draw from phonetic things anyway when I write, so the way things sound normally comes into my writing anyway, but you don't get to hear that. So I thought this was a really interesting project to tackle, to actually literally hear what my writing would sound like, even though I already use those techniques. The process was actually really interesting to try to adapt the written word to audio, and working with Felicity, my producer, was really amazing because she kind of thought about things that I wouldn't have typically thought about being the writer, and she brought in her skill set to that, and it was a really great collaborative process to be able to work with each other on it and kind of create something new.
I would say it was transformational in a lot of angles. The story definitely changed from start to finish, and it changed during the writing process, but also during the sound design, I would say. And there's been more flavor to it, so that's something I'm proud of. But yeah, basically what I felt was transformational for me. I felt like I could not only just write, poetry and something that is for the readers, but finally now I can say I can write something that is for listeners as well.
So I had never written anything for audio before. This was a completely foreign experience for me. I initially started this out as part of the pitch process that WestWords and FBI had put a call out for. So I did have an idea that it was meant to be written for the ear. That said, coming from a place of having never done that before, it was just completely unfamiliar. But I guess the real benefit of doing this program under the guidance and supervision of All the Best was learning how to structure something or construct something in a way that makes it sort of flow really beautifully for the ear, but still kind of gets that narrative texture across.
That was Siham, Myra, and Tabitha. And while there wasn't a specific theme to this challenge, you'll notice that all the stories in the episode are about space, as I kind of hinted at the beginning of this episode. Whether it's literally outer space, or some kind of liminal space between dream and reality, or an emotional space and the complexity of navigating that. Our first story begins navigating the complexity of that liminal space between dream and reality. It features a woman trapped somewhere between reality and the dreamscape, and she's forced to make a decision about which reality she wants to stay in, and which one she wants to escape from.
I'm lying on the ground and feel the hard, dry earth against my skin. The sun pierces through the holes in the tops of the trees. I come here often in my sleep, but it feels different than before. They huddle in a circle and talk. I see them from a distance, masked figures. I watch from behind and press my hands against the coarse bark, leaving a pattern on the flesh of my palms, both patterns of self. One speaks, the others nod. My skin shivers, but I am not cold. I wander closer to them. Still they cannot see me. I find a mask on the ground to fit my face, already painted with their vibrant colours. I wear this and sit with them. All I am of myself are my two eyes looking through the painted piece over my face. The painting is good. I can fit here. They will not see me underneath from afar, only if they touch. But I will not let them close enough to touch. I listen as they talk in their patterned language, unfamiliar to my ears, and I notice a black caterpillar making its long journey across the ground. I watch it work its way between the rocks and grass and wood, until a foot carelessly treads on it, leaving it no more than guts. Wake up, 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 wake up. I open my eyes to the off-white ceiling as I lie in bed. I look over at Frank, who is sleeping beside me, glasses still on, with his mouth half open and one arm above his head. He turns to his side, facing me. I turn to my side and face him. I intake the smell of him, of the room, sweat, apricots, linen. I remember the sensation of his coarse stubble rubbing against my cheeks as we kissed. At breakfast, we sit on the small round table and try to get reacquainted before we both leave for work. I had that dream again, I say to Frank, who's reading a newspaper. I wish he looked at me. I wish he would see me. I want to disappear again. He pays more attention to the pages in front of him than to me. I hate him.
Sorry. What were you saying? About your dream?
I forget. I lie.
Hey.
Frank reaches out his hand to mine and takes it. His hand is warm, pressing against mine. I have to get ready for work. I stand to leave. He doesn't let go of my hand until I remove it from him. Frank is sitting watching TV when I get home. I drop my bag on the floor and curl up next to him. He looks at me surprised.
You're in a better mood now?
I can't tell if I am or not. I watch his lips and eyes as he talks. I don't know when I slipped away from myself. I have drifted to a place where Frank can't reach me. I smell the earth and the trees and brush the barks with my fingertips as the bright sun warms my skin. I am here again. It all seems clearer to me than before. I remember being a child running through the wheat fields. My mother would warn me of snakes, but I was never cautious. Something about the fresh dirt beneath my feet made me feel alive. At night I would make my way up to the timber-shingled roof and lie there, watching the stars. Now the stars have abandoned me, with cheap imitations in their place. I turn to see those from the circle, with vibrant masks over their faces. One walks up to me and hands me my painted mask. I put it on. They walk like a herd and I follow them. They lead me to the top of a cliff. Below it is a river. They part from me to stand at the edge. I close my eyes. I am almost free. I am standing on the railing of a bridge. A lady smoking is staring at me.
At least let me finish my cigarette.
I look down at the cascade of cars and trucks below and step down, gripping the railing.
I won't tell if you won't tell.
I recognize the bridge. Home is not far from here, though it feels further from me. Reality is filtering through like a stained glass window, giving only impressions, shadows of what's on the other side. I miss Frank. I miss me. I lie awake, too scared to close my eyes. Frank lies beside me asleep, unaware of the battle I face to stay here. My hands grip the bed sheets. Stay here. I fight with my body to keep myself awake. Stay here. But the darkness is strong and pulls me under. Stay here. They surround me and walk me to their circle and hand me my mask. I sit with it in my hands and trace my fingers against its wooden ridges. I remember when I wanted this. To fit. To hide. I think about the moments that have passed me, where I have drifted to, where I've been taken from. I snap the mask in half and it dissolves in my hands. The figures fade away and everything goes cold and black. I stare out of the kitchen window. I turn and see Frank. And he sees me.
You're listening to All the Best on FBI Radio 94.5, and I'm Kwame Slusher, and that story is written and performed by Siham Dalila, and the production and sound design was done by Felicity Weaver. Our second story takes us to outer space. When the first female astronaut to undertake a solo mission is sent to the moon, she finds solace in recording her own voice clips. But alone and far away from Earth, she is forced to confront a haunting past.
Hey, kiddo! Wanna hear something exciting? Here goes the first woman on a solo mission. Woohoo! Day 3. This is it.
Approaching trajectory, entry point.
I'm about to enter the moon's atmosphere. 3 more Earth days of circumnavigating it.
50 miles.
And then, touchdown!
10 miles.
The entire moon all to myself. Can you believe it?
You are now within the lunar exosphere.
To the moon and beyond. Wow, I really made it. 6,500 miles beyond the Karman line. Mama made it. Morning, kiddo. It's day 5 here. Mom's to check the navigation systems today. But first, coffee. And wanna hear something exciting? Music. In space. Everything's going pretty well, I think. Looks like the new Lunar Pathway mission is gonna be a success. I've reread the blueprints, foolproof, and sanity checked the sampling kits. Airtight. There's just that case of a faulty sensor that kept me awake for 2 nights. It kept beeping over low, whispery sounds. That's really just the hum of the ship. Anyways, I've shut that off for now. This space cup is so cool. You're gonna love it. I hope this bad coffee at least cures my bad headache. Like I said, Mom's barely slept. But other than the beeping sensor, there's something else haunting me in my sleep. Something heavy that I can't shake off. Like a punishment for... It's too good a day to be in this mood. Don't mind me, kiddo. This cup of coffee is such a warm comfort. Sometimes, I like to think it is your hand. Ooh! I think that's ground control checking in. Be back later. Hello, kiddo. Day 8 in space. Wanna hear something exciting? I'm standing right on the moon. It is immaculately magnificent here. And eerily silent, too. Sometimes I feel like I'll disappear. This sounds strange, but I miss you. I hope you're really proud of me, though. This is the furthest a woman has ever been to. And the closest to heaven I'll ever be. And yet... Sometimes, I spread my fingers out in space. They grasp no one, only the oblivion. I remind myself, who did I do this for? For me, of course. And for you.
Leak detected. Leak detected.
Hi, kiddo. Wanna hear something exciting? Mama is going home. This time, not back to Earth, but in a matter of minutes, to you. I'm scared, but I'm happy. I guess there's a reason I left that sensor shut off, so I can be with you. It was 2 days after receiving the letter from NASA that I knew about you. I was at the cusp of my dreams. I questioned the universe. Why take this away from me when this was all I ever wanted? When I was just about to touch the stars? Didn't I deserve it? I'm sorry that you were never a part of the plan. How could a child deserve me? How could you deserve me? But look, that's all over now, kiddo. It's all over now for me. The moon, the stars, and the earth. Finally, we'll be together again. Isn't that exciting? After all this time, I'll be coming home. To you.
You're listening to All the Best, proudly sponsored by the Art Gallery of New South Wales on FBI Radio 94.5, and I'm Kwame Slusher. And that story was written and performed by Myra A. It was produced by me, Kwame, and the sound design was by Thomas Liu. Our third and final story takes us into that space of unrequited love, that emotional space. Too many legs, too many eyes, too many feelings. Unrequited love hurts, but interspecies unrequited love hurts harder. A spider falls in love with her housemate, hoping that one day her housemate will see her.
I'm trying to get my housemate to meet my gaze. I flex. I wink an eye, bend a knee. I try desperately for one of her eyes to catch one of mine. I have 8, the same as my number of legs. She only has 2 of each. Her eyes are huge whole planets, rolling globes taking in wild ribbons of colour and space. I know she's watching for me. I twitch. I see her flinch a little. I am tucked into the corner of a room. There are 3 vast planes ahead of me, walls meeting at the centre where I'm lodged. The first is the ceiling. If I shimmy my legs that way, I'm turned upside down. The second is smooth and slippery. I cling to its pearly surface, sliding around bends and refractions of the light. The third is craggy, stucco ripples, dank off-white that needs a fresh coat of paint. Dark picture frames hug its planes. At the bottom, after I rappel down the walls, is a 4th surface, the floor. It's covered inch by inch, tables and shelving and woven rugs. They twist upwards into stalks and stalagmites, branching from one to another. This is the most fun, and the most dangerous. Vibrations whirl around my spindles. My limbs clickety-clack through whooshing wind tunnels, skating over polished wood, evading the tangles of heavy fabric fringe. I hunt to survive. The impulse is coded into the squish of my muscles. My legs are nimble, but my heart isn't in it. It's all a bit too easy now, and I've become friendly with a lot of the insect communities in the flat. The roaches are quick, but they let their guard down. They think there's safety in numbers. I may not weave a web, but I might as well. When there are a lot of them, it's easy to cast a proverbial net and scoop up the stragglers. Instead of a net, I have my patience, my speed, my stately size. I pick my meal, usually after dark, when they come out to dance on the walls. I wait, and wait, and wait, and wait until the moment is right. It used to thrill me, but now it's getting boring, and a little beneath me. At night, I watch my housemate from the corner of our room, half hidden behind a wardrobe so she isn't alarmed. I do my best to signal to her that I'm friendly and safe, that I would do anything for her. Her shape creases the blankets. Her clothes, flung into piles, form a mountain range on the floor. I shrink through cracks, gliding across walls to the kitchen, and because my housemate's messy, it means that now I eat like a queen. She squirts detergent over a used plate streaked with egg yolk, leaving them in the sink. The detergent is neon green and easy to eat around. The yolk has some toast crumbs congealed into its viscous slick. A butter knife coated in something sweet and dark beckons from the counter, and I thrill at the thought that she has left me gifts to find while she sleeps. Thank you, my love. In the walls, I catch up with friends. They warn me against her and our relationship.
Don't fall for a human. They're so avoidant. Like you try to get close, but they'll just pull away. That's what's keeping you tied to her. You're grasping for scraps. You like the chase. To your mind, to your nervous system, feeling anything, even if it's bad, is better than feeling nothing.
She would say that, though. She's happily partnered with someone from the same colony. She's never even left home. But another friend agrees.
She doesn't even talk to you. She barely acknowledges you. Ask yourself, if I were describing this relationship to you, what would you say? You'd tell me to know my worth, to put myself first. All this time, all this pining, you're killing yourself to think it's going anywhere. You deserve so much more.
I don't listen to her. She's lost 1.5 legs. I think she's bitter and holding onto her past like they're flies stuck in her silk. And it's not just the two of them. An ant I know is worried.
Have you seen how she treats roaches? She whacks them with a rolled-up magazine. She doesn't even buy the magazines. They're free ones you get in a shopping bag, a catalogue. She rolls them so tight, it's psychopathic. Besides, we need to show solidarity. We're not better than roaches. She's not going to look at you and think you're different.
But we eat the roaches too. So what does that say about us? They don't really get it. They don't know how we communicate. The nighttime treats, the snores that move their way through my whole body and every spiky hair on my legs. I watch for the sun to come up, and she unrumples, waking up in degrees. She cleanses, tones, and moisturizes. She sprays dry shampoo. I jumped a little the first few times I heard it, the aerosol sounding like someone aspirating. She rubs oil on her legs, so the skin is smooth like the bathroom tiles. That's where I have the hardest time watching her. Everything is white. The best vantage point is behind the washing machine, or on top of the mirrored cabinet, so high that when I straighten a leg, it touches the ceiling. I could hide in one of her clunky shoes, which she leaves strewn everywhere, even the shiny bathroom floor. Our connection has been deepening lately, and I just know, that she wants to see me too. I catch her looking up into corners, doing a double take when she sees an unusual shadow. The nighttime gifts are becoming more and more extravagant. She's been hosting dinner parties with dim lights and friends who laugh like screeching cockatoos. She serves sticky cocktails and slow-cooked meats, picked over bones left exposed to the freezing night air. It becomes a bit of a free-for-all, if I'm honest. The ants join, and so do the roaches. But that's fine. It's hard to admit when you like someone, so you pretend to offer up the same thing to everybody. I know, though, that I am the intended target. I know she can pick me from a crowd. I'm not a pest like the roaches. I clear the pests. I do my duty, and then I take my spoils. I'm ready to make my move. I'm ready to make it known that I know that she knows, and we can live harmoniously. I'll hunt and lay eggs, and she'll cook stunning meals and play sultry records as I dance across the ceiling. I'm no dab hand at web building, but I'll work my body to its limits to hang streamers of silk. I'll call in favours from friends or dangle orbs, burrow into walls, make tunnels that traverse indoors to outdoors, tunnels of love, tunnels that unite our worlds. I slip through the door jamb, planting myself firmly on a white square tile opposite the shower. I'm here! I'm screaming, pushing sound through the hairs of my body, so she can hear me over the pounding water. I will it that she sees me through the steam. And then it happens. The taps swivel off. Her whole shape is in front of me. A dripping, nude Aphrodite. Her golden skin gleams against the white. She gives me a look. It's happening. I swell, I heave, I lose my balance, a nervous little skitter. She moves slowly, controlled through every joint. The steam surrounds her like sea foam. Her feet slap the tiles. She's looking right at me, and I'm looking back at her. Our eyes finally lock, and I think I'm going to be sick. She kneels like she's making an offering. Our gaze is unbroken.
You're listening to All the Best on FBI Radio 94.5, and I'm Kwame Slusher. That story was written and performed by Tabitha LaFurnace, production by Mel Bakewell, and sound design and original composition by Suzanne Derry. And again, today's stories were produced and part of a collaboration between All the Best and WestWords, the Western Sydney Centre for Writing. A special thanks goes out to Phoebe Adler-Ryan and WestWords creative director Ali Burnham. And if you're a budding writer from Western Sydney, WestWords have applications open now for their year-long writing mentorship called The Academy. And if you're a budding audio story maker, All the Best has a pitch round open until the 9th of February, and the themes are Called Out, Show and Tell, Fairy Tale, and Dispatch. Also, our first audio club session is starting in February, and if you don't know what audio club is, it's really just a coming together of our All the Best community. All are invited to come and make stories or learn how to make stories and network with other people making stories. It's just all good fun. And we're going to be hosting a listening party for our 24-hour radio race. Watch this space for more details. And if you want to keep up with what's happening at All the Best, get a sense of what is happening behind the scenes, or you just want a bit of a wrap-up of our live events, just check out our Substack. I'll have a link for that in our show notes. But maybe you're more of a listener, and if you love listening to audio stories, then keep listening to All the Best for unique stories from independent audio makers from so-called Sydney and around the country. Definitely catch our live audio broadcast on Sundays at 9:30 a.m. on FBI Radio 94.5. We also release a brand new episode every Tuesday at 4 p.m. at allthebestradio.com, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Follow us now so you never miss an episode. All the Best is made at FBI Radio on Gadigal land, in association with SYN and 3RRR on Wurundjeri, Woiwurrung, and Boonwurrung lands, and ACCC on Arrente and Warramungu lands. The All the Best executive producer is Mel Bakewell. Katarina Fraga Matos is our events and partnerships coordinator. Patrick McKenzie is our community coordinator, and a special shout out to all our amazing volunteers who helped to make All the Best possible. Shining Bird composed our theme music, and Annie Hamilton designed the artwork. We're heard across Australia on the Community Radio Network, and we're made possible by the Art Gallery of New South Wales and the Community Broadcasting Foundation. You can find our full archive of almost 700 episodes at allthebestradio.com. I'm Kwame Slusher. Thank you so much for listening.